going on, everyone? Thanks for coming to watch. So I've got an update for you guys on the tropics. So we have a very, very intense update today on what could be our most significant and major hurricane of the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season. I know I haven't spoke about this in a few days, but we really got to get this in quickly because we're already looking like we're going to have a tropical depression as soon as late tonight. As you can see here, we have Invest 95L with a near 100% chance of formation throughout the next 7 days. But for now, we have a 90% chance of development through the next 48 hours. So I think by maybe even as early as late tomorrow afternoon, we could have Tropical Storm Lee. And so that is the next name on the list. We really got to watch the system, as we might have a very dangerous and strong system move into an area over here in the Southwest Atlantic close to home. So we got to watch out for maybe definitely some rip currents. That's going to be a major thing. Very, very big waves along the coastal beaches, but maybe even a near landfall. So we got to watch out for the system. It's very, very far out. It hasn't even developed yet. So we can't make any forecasts on it. But let me tell you, all we know for sure, though, is that this will certainly have the strength to become a very, very significant system. And it's looking like, as pretty much all the models are agreeing on it, getting into this region right here a little bit closer to home, okay? So again, this is Invest 95L. This system is forecasted to become a tropical depression or a tropical storm in a day or two. Additional strengthening is likely late this week while the system moves west-northwestward 15 to 20 miles per hour over the central and western portions of the tropical Atlantic. Okay, so it's moving pretty fast here. Behind it, I think we might have another hurricane possible. This is at least probably going to be a system. This would probably be Margot. I think that's the next name on the list. And so we have another chance of development, 50% chance throughout the next 7 days. We'll continue watching this system. I can't say, right now it's way too early to say if this is going to become a hurricane or a tropical storm. I think at least we have a chance for this to become a depression at least, but maybe this will become Tropical Storm Margot. So we also do have post-tropical cyclone Gert. These are just the remnants of Gert. Still 50-mile-an-hour storm. It's still technically a tropical storm. It's just kind of falling apart. It's pretty much done. It's just fizzling out right now. And it's going to be moving a little bit closer to this area of Canada here as it moves out into the northern Atlantic. And we have the remnants of Katia. We still have tropical storm force winds out in this area here, or actually we might not. I don't think we have that anymore. So it's pretty much done for the most part right now. Okay? Then way up here in the very, very far up northeastern Atlantic, we have another chance of redevelopment with which would used to be Franklin. Believe it or not, these are actually the remnants of Franklin. Right on this X here, 20% chance of development somewhere near the Azores and I don't know if I'm saying that right, and Portugal. So we got to watch out for maybe some large swells out here on the coastline, but this shouldn't be lasting very, very long. So we're going to be moving on to our satellite loop for Invest 95L. So this is it right now. It doesn't look that exciting at the moment. We do have a lot of convection going on, especially on this northern side of the storm. Look at this. You also do get some rain bands circulating around the storm, so we got that rotation, we got that convection. Next step is that eye, okay? We need to see enough convection out there and enough moisture surrounding the storm so where those rain bands can wrap around the storm itself, which would create that eye. But the center of the storm is pretty much right here, believe it or not, where all this convection is going on here. This storm is pretty much just drifting across the southern Atlantic. So, we just got to watch very, very closely every single update and detail we have and information on the system, just because it's going to move into an area we are concerned that it will move into. So we gotta just watch every single not only the GFS but every single weather model out there, just looking at what potential scenes we could get with this system. It's way too early to make any forecasts on this, but we can definitely make notes and notices about kind of some areas that it could go into and where it's most likely to go. So again, this is it right now. It's not really exciting right now. It's about to become a depression, though. I think by the time a lot of you guys watch this video, this is going to be a tropical depression. I think we're up to tropical depression 13, tropical depression 12. But maybe, even for some of you, this will be Tropical Storm Lee when you watch this video. Probably, I'm assuming sometime around tomorrow afternoon, we're gonna get a tropical storm out of this because it's going to undergo rapid intensification, and then soon after that, you'll start hearing rumors about this thing becoming a hurricane sometime around that, and then the rest is just in the future. But again, this is just the wide view of it right now, and so we will be moving on to our SpaghettiOs right here. So it's very early. Again, it's very, very early to tell, but this is pretty much our outlook for this week. So you can see that, every single one of these members takes the storm into a very, very strong and kind of scary looking path here. You can see we jump all the way from, where we are here to, about, I don't know, this would probably be sometime tomorrow. This is probably where we're going to see a depression. And then once we hit this midway point between this 24 here and a 72 here, this is 24 hours out, this is 72 hours out. So this is about 3 days out from now. We have a full-on tropical storm here. Okay, and then 24 hours out from now, we have a tropical depression. So maybe we'll actually see I'm thinking that, based off of this, we'll probably see a tropical storm maybe in about 2 days. I think that's a, better assumption here because you can see once we hit this midway point between those two other points, we hit that sub-1,000 millibar low pressure signature. That's where we're going to see that tropical storm show up here. Let me move myself so you guys can see me better a little bit. But you can see that pretty much after we get 3 days out from now, which is going to be around Wednesday to Thursday. This is when we start seeing the storm really, just quickly get stronger and stronger. You can see this number drops from 990 millibars to a 970 monster Category 1, Category 2 hurricane. Then we get down to 950 for some of them. And then look at this. You can see once we get to this point here, which is probably going to be somewhere around a week from this, is 168 hours out. I have no clue what day this is at this point. But you can see a lot of these members. You can see they're in the pinks and they're in the tan, I wouldn't say tan, but these like maroon shades here. This is a 965 down to a 940 millibar Category 2, Category 3 hurricane. That is, we're flirting with major hurricane status already as the storm gets into this area here. But notice how the stronger storms here, these stronger tracks and these members, they start curving the storm up. Every stronger storm wants to gain latitude. So if we get a stronger storm, which we're looking like we will have, we're thinking that the storm is going to curve up northward. And then the thing that could push this out to sea is that we'll get a shot of cold air here coming down from the northeast that's going to push all the moisture out to sea, which is eventually going to reach this system, which could push it out to sea. But if the storm beats it there, which it's, again, I said this in the last update I did on this, the timing has to be perfectly set up. If the storm beats that shot of cold and dry air to the northeast, we could potentially see the storm get a little closer to land. But it's looking like the storm could also just curve out and go out to sea as soon as late this week. So we really just gotta look at all scenarios that are possible. Some of these tracks, these weaker tracks here, notice how they take just kind of a northwesternly path here. and they just keep flowing a little bit closer towards the southeast. That would be a bad situation, but we wouldn't have an absolutely horrible situation if we had a monster hurricane like a Category 3 major hurricane impact the United States. So I know some of these members, they have a hurricane. I mean, most of these members have a hurricane, but uh, you know we just got to watch every single one of these, but they all appear to be a little bit weaker than the rest that go out to sea. So this is going to be something that's going to change very frequently in the next few days, but we got to continue watching what trends we're going to be seeing with this. Maybe we'll see some more trending out to sea. Maybe we'll see some more trending a little bit farther inland, closer to the United States. I don't want to say inland, but a little closer to the coast. So we'll continue watching SpaghettiOs here, but we'll go back to the 5 panel here, and you could see we'll go on to the model intensity guidance here. We'll look at how strong, just based on looking at this easy looking map here, how strong the storm's going to be according to most of these models. Right off the bat, you could tell that all but 3 of these members take this up to hurricane status. I mean, that is crazy. So this is why everyone's saying we're going to get a hurricane out of this. This is what you're hearing about all the crazy thoughts on how strong the storm will get, because everyone's looking at this. So you can see all of these members pretty much take this up to at least Category 1 status, Category 2. A lot of them stop here at Category 3. Okay, so we're probably at this point. If we get to this point, we're probably going to see winds at around 105 knots, which would be 115 miles an hour, okay? Based off of this. This is certainly going to change. I'm telling you guys. Look how far out this is. When these tracks they get to their high point, we're around 132 to 144 hours out. I mean, that is a very, very far, this very, very long time away. So we still have a lot of time for this to change, but we can, so far looking at this, we can we can note that we pretty much will have a very strong storm. If we continuously seeing models taking this up to Category 3, Category 4 status, that's going to be a signal that's going to get stronger and stronger for the fact that we might actually see a strong storm. But you can see that a few of these members take this up to Category 4 status, and I'm telling you, if we get up to here, this is going to be something that we're going to be talking about for weeks. Okay. Not only is thankfully take this up to Cat 5, you can see Cat 5 way up here. Only the HF AI takes it up to the highest point, which would be around winds with sustained winds at around 140 miles per hour, which is about 15 miles per hour shy of Category 5 status. So, I doubt that we're going to see a Category 5. I don't think so. Personally, I'm just going to tell you guys, I don't think we're going to see a Category 5. I can't tell you, I don't really know what to expect from the system. But I certainly do think that we're going to get a strong storm. I can guarantee you guys that. But once we get later into the week, I'll start telling you guys more and more what I personally think about the storm. For now, if I had to make one guess of how strong the storm will be, I'm just throwing this out there. Don't go off telling everybody that Mr. Storm just said that we're going to get a Category 3 hurricane. I'm just saying, I think we're going to see it somewhere from around Category 2 to Category 3 midway status. I think that's a safe bet for now, okay? This means nothing right now. That's why I'm telling you guys this, because, it's so far out, we're going to have major changes with this pretty much every day. So this is just a like initial, just a thought of how strong the storm could get, okay? I want you guys to remember that all the way through this update and the rest of the storm. But again, you can see that a lot of these members, most of them, take this up to at least Category 2 status, some pushing Category 3, Category 4 status. So this is one thing that's really concerning that everyone's been buzzing around about. This is another thing that's really just causing everyone to go crazy out on the internet, because we're not only just seeing this for like one day, we've been continuously seeing these models trending towards the idea that we're going to get a very, very strong major hurricane, okay? So we really got to continue watching that. We're going to be moving on to the GFS. I'm going to get rid of these tabs here. But you can see that we're looking at the just the closer zoomed in of the Atlantic. So we're going to be comparing model guidance here. This is the 6C GFS. I'm going to be looking at two GFS. This is not the latest one. This is the 6C. I'm also going to be looking at the 12Z, but we will also look at the Euro. We're going to look at the Canadian model. But I just want to show you guys kind of what the trend has been lately. Just in the past few hours. So starting off, you can see this is our storm right here. It's just a blob of green and yellow. Keep your eyes on that. Okay. So this is just drifting towards the Lesser Antilles. Okay. We're getting into this is 2 in the morning. This morning, we finally got our low pressure signature. Let's get to where we are now. We're at about this is just about 3 hours from now. We have likely a tropical depression on our hands. Okay, this is actually no. This is tomorrow. Okay, I got mixed up. So we're getting into tomorrow morning. Okay, we're waking up tomorrow morning. Scratch everything that I said. So this is early tomorrow morning. We're at let's see here. We're at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here's our low pressure signature right here. Okay, we get to tomorrow morning at around 8 a.m. We have 1,007 millibar, most likely tropical depression. Okay, we'll put this to midday tomorrow. We're getting to 2 p.m. Here we have a strengthening tropical depression, still just drifting towards Lesser Antilles. Okay, it's a weak storm. With also some weak ridging above it, which is pushing it down. So that's keeping it from going north and going way up into the Atlantic. And it's just it's a weaker storm, so it's weak enough that these currents can just make it drift east to west. Okay, that's what happens with a weaker storm. Okay, so we're getting into tomorrow night. And we still have a tropical depression, okay? So we're probably going to see a tropical depression for most of tomorrow. We have some more ridging showing up right in the way of the system, okay? But watch as this quickly starts to develop. All of a sudden, we get to 2 a.m. and this thing just explodes. Now we have a full-on tropical storm with winds likely at around 50 miles an hour, okay? We're getting into Wednesday. This is the middle of the night Wednesday, and we have a very strong tropical storm. Okay, it's quickly gathering strength. I doubt that this is a hurricane. Okay, this is not a hurricane at this point. But the GFS 60 so far has, this so far on the GFS 60 run, it has the storm really gathering strength fast. But we're getting into this is the middle of the day Wednesday, and we have a rapidly intensifying tropical storm. Now we're getting into Wednesday night. It's slowed down that intensification, but it's slowly moving towards the Lesser Antilles. It's bearing down on the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico. Okay, and then we get to about midday Thursday. Okay, we're into Thursday. Now we have most likely a borderline Cat 1 tropical storm on our hands. Okay, and we get to we're in the middle of the night. We're actually waking up 2 a.m. on Wednesday. Now we have a hurricane for sure. This is a 972 millibar, probably Category 1, moderately strong hurricane. Okay, and we continue through. This is Friday now. We get to 8 a.m. Friday. This is now going to go through another round of rapid intensification as it moves a little bit closer to the Lesser Antilles. But notice how this is slowly gaining altitude. Latitude. Okay, this ridging has definitely weakened a little bit, which is allowing the storm to drift a little bit further northward. That's what's preventing the storm from hitting you guys up here in Puerto Rico and the Lesser Antilles. Okay, I don't think you're going to get hit by the storm. It's looking pretty much expected that you won't get hit by the storm. But you definitely might get those outer bands. Those outer bands could certainly the storm could certainly be close enough for those outer bands to reach you guys. you might get some rainfall that could create flash flooding. Okay. Um, but we're getting into Saturday. Okay, we're 114 hours out, so we're still very far out. We're getting into Saturday of this week, the end of this week. Okay, we have a 950 millibar, probably Cat 2, high end Category 2 hurricane here. Now, this is where we might see the biggest jump of strengthening all season. We go from a 950 millibar Category 2 monster hurricane. Okay, this is the middle of the night, or actually, no, this is 8 p.m. On Saturday. Okay, and we have a 950 millibar hurricane. Then we go just to just a few hours out. This is pretty much 6 hours. This is 6 hours after that, and we jump from a 950 to 939 millibar Category 3 major hurricane. Okay, that is what we're concerned about, because this is not going to happen once, but this is we're probably going to see some sort of the same picture twice, or more than twice. We really just we gotta watch every single bit of the system. But there is some ridging, a little bit more ridging out here. It's not that strong. It's only 1,000. I mean, it's 1,023 millibars, so it's high pressure for sure. But that's certainly going to keep it down at least a little bit. It's really trying its hardest to fight the system down. You can see it's moving parallel towards it. Now the system here is it's already very, very strong. So it's gotten to the point where it wants to gain latitude. So it's fighting with everything it's got to fight against this ridging here to try and gain latitude as it drifts into the southwestern Atlantic. Okay, so notice how we go from just seeing the storm gradually moving east to west to now it gets stronger and stronger and starts moving farther north. And now we're up to this point where it's passing north of the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico, and it's about to move into the southwestern Atlantic. Behind it, we have our second tropical wave that has a chance to become a named storm. Okay, we're not really going to watch that system that much for now, but we'll switch over to the southwestern U.S. or actually, excuse me, the southwestern Atlantic. I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm just not hitting it today. Excuse me about that, but you can see that the storm finally it senses that weak spot here. You get the ridging gets moves away from it. Okay, you can see that the doors will be open for the storm to move out into the Atlantic because number one, the ridging has it's pretty much tired itself out to the point where it just moves off away from the storm out into farther into the eastern Atlantic. And then also, the storm is strong enough to start curving out to sea, and it's trying to gain latitude. So it's we've got a 946 millibar Category 3 hurricane eyeing down the Florida, Georgia, Carolina coastline, the Bahamas, very close to the system. But watch as it just starts moving northward, and it gets in these cooler waters, bringing this storm a little bit down, to the weaker points of it. Okay, it's a 960 millibar, probably high-end Category 2 hurricane. We're getting into, this is Wednesday of next week, okay? This is midday Wednesday of next week. So pretty much a week and 2 days from now, we still have a hurricane on our hands. It's still close to the eastern U.S. It starts taking a jump back and forth. You can notice that it slows down right here. It moves and very, very close to the southeast coastline of the Bahamas, and then it just starts moving north, kind of jumps around out here, and at this point, it's just it's doing its thing, but very, very close to the eastern coastline, and so we continue watching it, keep going farther north, and at this point, we might get close, close enough to the United States where we're going to get a landfall. Okay, way too far out, 270 hours out. This is this is like a week and 4 days out. So this is way too far out to really mean anything. This is just a signal for a possibility of something that could happen. Okay. So, I mean, this really doesn't mean much, but we could go to the northeast to get a closer look at this. Okay. Um, and so this is a 973 millibar hurricane, probably looking like kind of like what Sandy would look like. I mean, I don't want any of you saying, "Oh, Mr. Storm just said, we're gonna get another storm like Sandy out here in New Jersey and Long Island." Okay, that's not going to happen. That's not. This is not going to happen. Okay, we're gonna get changes with this, but this is a signal for what could happen when the storm actually comes near this region, but. It makes a landfall on southern New England, according to the 6C GFS, as 977, probably high-end Category 1 hurricane, moves into the northeast, moves into Maine, and then kind of just moves out of the northeast. That was the 6C, okay? I'm going to quickly move through the 12Z, so I'll just go back to the North Atlantic here just to keep things rolling, because we're getting a lot of time in here, so just want to get this wrapped up here. But we'll go back to the beginning of the run here. Okay, so this is the 12Z GFS. The 18Z is coming out right now, so you guys can go ahead and look at that once this after you watch this video. But you can see this is our storm right here, 1006 millibar tropical depression. Okay, and it has this system developing very, very quickly. We probably get a hurricane by let's see. This is Thursday. Okay, so we get this is Thursday night. Okay, we're getting to Thursday night. We have a tropical storm, Category 1 ish hurricane approaching the Lesser Antilles. Okay, it starts gaining latitude, starts moving a little bit further north. Okay, so it's moving west. West northwest at a pretty fast pace, just drifting closer to the Bahamas, and it's looking like it's going to take a path like this. Okay, but we gotta watch again. We gotta watch the system as it gets into this region right here. Okay, so we continue playing this out. This is about 100. This is 100 hours out. Okay, and we're getting into this is Saturday. Okay, and we have a 944 Category 3 major hurricane. Okay, so this is a very strong hurricane. Okay, it's moving just north of Lesser Antilles. Continues moving that along that path here. It's not quite curving out to sea. It's moving a little bit farther north. It's moving a little bit farther north than it used to be, but it's not. It hasn't quite taken that abrupt turn. Farther north and then potentially out to sea. So it quickly just continues moving across this just this arrow here, this track here. We're getting into Wednesday of next week. Okay, we have a 955, probably Category 3, Category 2 major hurricane. I'm assuming that we would have a major hurricane if this were to be true. Again, this is going to change, but if this were to be true, we'd probably have something around a major hurricane here. Okay, but we see the storm just continues moving north. Then it starts creeping up towards the northeast. Once again, we see another model run showing the system potentially getting closer to the northeast. So we gotta watch, especially the northeast. If we're gonna see an East Coast impact here, which we still don't have a bright idea of how of if it will. One of the places we're gonna have to watch, maybe the closest, is definitely gonna be the northeast coastline. Okay, it's a 968 millibar hurricane. You're starting to feel the outer bands out here on Cape Cod and the Massachusetts coastline. Now it's entering the Maine coastline as a 962 millibar hurricane, and then it's pretty much done after that. So this is just one of many different scenarios here, but we just got to pay attention to pretty much all these different scenarios and different changes. Okay, that was the GFS. We look at the Euro here. Okay, this is the latest 12Z Euro. So we'll switch this to North Atlantic again, just trying to get this update going here. Okay, and so we'll put this back to where we are now. I just before the update, I looked at this a little bit. Okay. So we'll start this out here. We're getting into tomorrow. Okay, we have a tropical depression on our hands. This around the middle of the night tonight into tomorrow. We have a tropical depression. Okay, we get to this is 11 a.m. So this is just before noon tomorrow morning, and we have a 1,009 millibar tropical depression just drifting towards the Lesser Antilles. Okay. And the Euro definitely takes, it shows the system taking a much longer time of not only developing to a stronger storm, but also moving towards the Lesser Antilles. It's very, very slow moving, but it's also taking a longer time to develop. The Euro wants this thing to stay as a tropical depression all the way up until Thursday, and we get a tropical sub 1,000 millibar tropical storm. This is by the middle of the night, Wednesday into Thursday. Okay. We see the storm start getting stronger and stronger. We probably have a Category 1 hurricane at this point. We're getting to about Friday. Okay. And this is starting to look like it's going to move over the Lesser Antilles. Okay. And we get into about this is around 8 a.m. Saturday. So you're waking up Saturday. You got 964 millibar Category 2 hurricane. It's a very, very strong hurricane moving north of the Lesser Antilles. Okay, it's taking a path a little bit farther north, I would say. The GFS 6Z likes the same scenario. The 12Z, I noticed. I mean, the 12Z, it's very hard to kind of notice here, but I think the 12Z is going to have this thing a little bit farther south. The 6Z likes this pretty much the same exact track as the latest Euro as of now. Okay, the Euro is definitely going to change here because we're going to see the storm move up into the Western Atlantic. But for now, it's looking like the 60 GFS and the 12Z Euro pretty much like the same scenario here. But we get a very strong storm. I mean, look at this, 932 millibar Category 3, Category 4 hurricane. This is pushing Category 3 status. I think if we got down to 932 millibars, we'd get a Category 4 hurricane, okay? The Euro wants this to be a Category 4 hurricane, Category 3 hurricane as soon as Sunday, okay? We're getting to 8 a.m. Sunday, and you might have a very strong major hurricane here. So we get into Saturday. It's still a 930 sub 940 millibar Category 3, Category 4 hurricane. And we're down at 926 millibars. Okay, that is going to be flirting with at least Category 4 stats. I think we got based off of this, we got a Category 4 hurricane on our hands. Gets even stronger, 924, 925. We got a full-on Category 4 hurricane move. It's bearing down on the Bahamas and the southeastern coastline of the United States. Okay. And then look at this right here, 917 millibars. Okay, that's a Category 5 hurricane right here. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, this is certainly going to change. I know this, but the latest Euro, this is the 12Z Euro, is showing potentially a Category 5 hurricane somewhere north of the Lesser Antilles, okay? This is not going to happen. This is going to change, okay? It's not going to be specifically this strong. We're going to get different scenarios here, but this is a very strong signal of what could be a very strong hurricane. So we can't ignore this, but we also at the same time have to make sure that we're not telling everybody, that there's going to be a Category 5 hurricane. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to make sure that you guys aren't thinking that we're going to get a Category 5 hurricane. It's just the latest. It's just the 12Z Euro. That's 192 hours out. That's showing 1 hour of a Category 5 hurricane. Okay, you see how specific that is and how far out that is. That's not going to happen. We're gonna get different setup here. Okay, but if we keep this rolling here, it starts moving north, and it's looking like it's gonna go out to sea. It's not moving any farther west, so. I mean, the Euro pretty much just has a storm that's not going to harm anybody. And if we do get a storm that's not going to harm anybody, I would really want to see how strong this could get. Because if we're going to have this in the open Atlantic and it's, pretty much out of the way of everybody, it'd be kind of cool just to see, how strong the storm could get, and maybe if it would be cool if this got to Category 5 status, but open in the open Atlantic. So that was the latest. That was the 12Z Euro. Okay, we look at the Canadian model here. Okay, let me move this back to the North Atlantic. Again, just trying to get this update wrapped up here. Okay, but you can see that we get the system starts moving towards the Lesser Antilles. We're getting into about Thursday. We still have a tropical, pretty much a tropical depression. So we still don't even have a tropical storm by Thursday, according to the Canadian model. Okay, the Euro wanted a Category 3 hurricane by Saturday. So I mean, they're very, very different as for now. So as far as how strong the storm will get, we're assuming, based off the models, like the latest model runs, they're showing Category 2, Category 3, but it's really the timing of how strong the storm will get is what's throwing off all these models, okay? But we still don't have a tropical storm all the way up until about, this is midday Thursday. Now we're getting a tropical storm here, sub 1,000 millibar tropical storm. This passes over the Lesser Antilles, becomes a Category 1 hurricane by Saturday. Okay, we're getting it to 8 a.m. Saturday. Behind it, Margot looks like future Margot potentially forms. Okay, we keep watching the system. This is Lee right here. Okay, you got a 9 to 72 millibar Category 1, Category 2 hurricane moving towards the Bahamas. Okay, and then it starts moving northward. Okay, you just got to watch out for every single abrupt movement and turn of this system. Okay, and one thing that's interesting is that the Canadian model really is not showing a strong system. I mean, no, we definitely will get a substantial hurricane out of this. I mean, according to the latest Canadian model, the 12Z Canadian, we get a substantial hurricane, but not nearly as strong as what the other models are saying, like the GFS and the Euro. Okay, we're probably going to be topping off, if according to the latest Canadian model, we would be topping off at a Category 2, low end Category 2 hurricane. Okay, so I mean that is a good sign that we might get a weaker system, and then this also does at the same time appear to be going out to sea. So far, the Canadian and the Euro have both been, suggesting that the storm will go out to sea. Okay, the GFS has been ticking towards the idea of the storm going a little bit farther south, and then maybe riding up the northeast coastline. Okay, but it's way too far out. At that point, I think we got to stop making deep. I wouldn't say forecast, but just noting deep details at the point right here. Okay, after this point, it's just different scenarios and ideas that the models have. Okay, but in this region right here is where we can start making forecasts and just start giving updates on what the storm will do. Okay, but anything past here is just the future. Okay, so we look at the GEFS ensembles here. Okay, these are this is the 12Z ensembles here. You can see pretty much all of these members take this up to at least Category 3 status here. A lot of the strong ones, pretty much most of the strong ones, have this thing curving out to sea. Okay, notice how none of these get this anywhere near the the northeast. Okay, so we've been back and forth. We went to bed yesterday thinking that not thinking, but I guess leaning towards the idea that the storm would go out to sea. Okay, we wake up tomorrow morning. Now the models are showing the storm getting a little closer to the United States, and then now it's looking like, to wrap up today, the models are going to show the storm going out to sea again. So we're still back and forth between two of the just the main two scenarios. So the models are still tick-tocking between both possible scenarios. It's just they're still trying to get their minds and ideas together. Okay, but you can see all of the stronger storms here. These are Category 2, Category 3. hurricanes have this storm moving out to sea. Some of these are all strong here for sure. All of these I would say all of these runs, pretty much all these runs, take this to a hurricane. Okay, and so these are about there's about I think there's 50 members. I think there's about 50 members in total of these. Every single one of them takes it up to at least a Category 1 hurricane. Okay, but these weaker storms, you can notice how they actually go a little bit further south. Okay, and they drift a little bit closer to the Bahamas and the southeast coastline. Okay, that would be the scenario we would have if the southeast were to be involved. I don't think the southeast is going to be involved unless we get a weaker system. The stronger systems are they take it out to sea. It starts curving northward and then kind of just goes out to sea in the northern Atlantic. Okay, so we got to watch the just the latest details on both this and many other charts and maps we're going to be looking at for the duration of the system. Every single change is very important. Okay, but with this system, not only with this system, but when you just get a strong hurricane or storm system in general, you always want to think about the near future as close as possible. Okay, the far future, you can only just look at maybe the just just different possible scenarios. Okay, um, but the only thing that you should think close about is just the near future. Okay, and that's what we're looking at here, pretty much up until where my mouse is here. So we're going to be looking at now the HWRF model just for these potential wind speeds. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this very quickly. This doesn't mean much. Pretty much after we get to about here. Okay. After we pass through Thursday, that's pretty much when we can. That's pretty much when it's pretty much just handed off to the models. Okay. So just to look at what the potential peak wind speeds could be of the system, we see here this is around Friday. So the HWRF model really wants the system getting very, very strong almost as soon as Friday here. We could possibly have sustained winds at around 120 miles an hour. Okay. Now we get to this is Saturday or Sunday, I don't know. Now we have looks like sustained winds approaching 130 miles an hour, pushing Category 3 status, maybe Category 4 hurricane right there. And then the storm starts to weaken a little bit, back up to 113, pretty much around 123 mile an hour sustained winds. And then the rest is just just what the latest model run has been saying. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks so much for coming to watch. I apologize for all the bumps and bruises in the road. I've had a long day, so I'm pretty tired too. So it's just me trying to squeeze out as much information as I can. I'll probably have a little bit of a better update for you guys tomorrow. So thank you all for staying for those of you that stay with me through this update. But I just got to continue watching the system. It's going to stick with us for at least a week and a half. But it's pretty much almost certain that this is going to be Hurricane Lee. I don't want to say certain about the hurricane. I want to say certain about a tropical storm. But it's looking likely that we're going to get at least Hurricane Lee, potentially Major Hurricane Lee. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks so much for coming to watch, and we'll see you guys in the next video.